Hello and welcome to all our viewers. This is T20 number
¿Cómo
two
está
between
England?
India and England. And I'm absolutely delighted to have my panelists joining me, Joydeep Mukherjee and Abhijit Deshmukh. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. Joydeep, we'll begin straight away with you. As usual, you're looking absolutely sensational and dapper, and we presume you're going to the ground. So let's have your thoughts on this second T20 coming up. I believe Joyda is facing network issues. So, Abhijit, if we can have you, talking us through your thoughts about this second T20 coming up, provided India had such a brilliant win over in England in the previous T20.
Yeah, I think it was a great win. I mean, the way India played, I think 50 runs margin is that's huge in T20. And again today, we're expecting some more changes. That like the likes of Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant are probably like to be back in the squad. So I think the Indian team is going to be more, stronger. And I think with the with the form we have showed in the first T20. Definitely, we are favorites to win this T20 and wrap up the, at least take the lead 2-0 in the series.
We all hope so. And this T20 win tonight will ensure that India seal the T20 series against England. And before we have any updates coming up from the match, let's have you tell us your preferred playing 11 you wish to see team India take to the field today, because we saw the playing 11 play so beautifully against England, so comprehensively. Do you see them making any changes today, or would you prefer them going with the playing combination, winning combination?
Uh, just got the update like England has won the toss and they've decided to bowl. So what it looks to be, it's a good bowling pitch. Initially, it's the same pitch where the Test match was played. I mean, not sure about the pitch, but I think this is the same stadium. I think there probably will be two changes. I said Virat Kohli and Rishabh Pant probably will be in the playing 11. I am not sure, who they'll replace. But I think since, I think they'll be definitely in. We have Joda joined us.
Yes, Joyda, we finally have you back. Joyda, your thoughts in this second T20? How do you see Team India taking this game? Because a win tonight will ensure they seal the T20 series. Do you see them making any changes in the playing 11? Your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I think so. I think there will be a few changes because there will be a few players coming in. A couple of the players who missed out to play the test matches, some big daddy players. But I see India as a favorite because when you in a short form, in a short series, when you win the first game, you are it's like winning the first set of a three-set match. When it's a five-set match, it's a long haul. So India in a good position, but after losing the test match, England will come back hard at you. They had a day off on the field, and it's a day game today. I'm on my way to the ground, and it's pelting heat over here in the UK. It's about 27, 28. It feels like 33,
My
34.
God.
So, yes, it is. It is very warm. And I feel that this England team will come back hard at you. Just one off day on the ground does not make them any less a team. And also on that same note, I would also like to say that this is an England team which is very, very good in white ball cricket. Now, they haven't played white ball cricket for a while. That day, everything went wrong for them. India, everything went right for them. So, for me, I compare two teams how they are when they are both playing at their best. If one is playing at their best and one is not, then obviously that's not a level playing field. These two are top white ball teams, and I would love it if they both play to their full potential. And then we have a game on our hands, and then may the best team win. And right now, this is very important for both the teams to play well because this is all preparation for us to going into the T20 World Cup. And same for England. They're also sorting out their house. We are sorting out our house. So it's very important for both of us to get tested properly to be able to make sure that we have the right people on the flight to Australia.
And just
So,
if you could elaborate on this point, since you stated that things are the weather is very very warm in England today. England have won the toss and Butler has chosen to bowl first. What do you make of the decision by Butler?
and just to add, there are three changes in the Indian side. Kohli, Pant, and Bumrah comes in. So I think they're replacing Ishan Kishan. I'm not sure the middle one. I think Arshadip is replaced by Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah, that's a very strong team. That is as good a team as you can get. These three coming back really bolsters the team. But yes, Damini, to answer your question, I feel that because it's really warm and the conditions will not change as the play goes on. That's the reason why I think any team now wants to chase because not often against a team of India's caliber, you don't know how much is enough. You don't know how much is enough. So best is to have a target in mind when you go into bat. The only time you don't want that to happen is when things can get dodgy batting towards the end. But that's not the case. Generally in T20 game, where it's only 40 overs. Generally in cricket, it's ready to hold for 90 overs or 100 overs. If it's a one-day game, it's 100 overs of cricket on the same pitch. If it's a test match, if it's 90 overs of cricket on that same pitch. So over there, 40 overs is about half of what the pitch can take. So keeping in mind the pitch conditions, how warm it is, I think any team would want to bat second. I think India, if they won the toss, they would have also wanted to bat second because where the conditions, the seam, the swing, everything else is not in play, then it's like it's an open playing field. You get the runs you have to, and we'll try and get one more run than you have.
Abhijit, as you correctly stated, the changes Team India has made today in this all important series decider, let's just say it. Deepak Huda was phenomenal in the first T20, you must have seen and would agree to. But leaving him behind in this game, do you feel that Team India have taken up a great risk, provided the kind of heated up form he is in right now?
I think he played well in the first T20 against Ireland. He was fabulous, scoring a century in the second T20. But I think the positive which I look here for is the team right now, which is the playing 11. I think that will be probably the 11 they want to see at the World Cup. You've seen Kohli and Rohit Sharma is going to open today. So I think
Yeah.
it's a very bold move. And then you have Surya Kumar Yadav, then you got Rishabh Pant. I think Rishabh Pant is something has not been that well in the IPL, but I think he's a player you definitely want him to be in the playing 11. So this is a build up to the World Cup, trying the combination. I think that's what probably the management is looking. Although fine, Deepak Huda is good form, but maybe can we check if if the other 11 also fit up? Maybe if he continues performing well, he'll be there in the World Cup. Not maybe in the starting 11, but definitely in the playing 11. If he continues playing that, I mean, there are other options as well. But I think it's a good move. It's a bold move. Kohli is, of course, you can't imagine T20 without him. Of course, if he's there are talks going on. If he doesn't plays well, then there's question mark on his position in the playing 11. But I think now, if you look the overall, I think Kohli, definitely wants everyone wants him to pick up the gears and play for the best he is. So I think it's a good team, I would say. I mean, what looks like is a extremely strong team with Bumrah also coming in, Pant is there. I think there's no even a small gap where we can say Indian team is little weak. You have Harshal Patel, who's a weak of sorry expert of small ball, so slower balls. You got Bumrah, you got Bhuvneshwar Kumar, you got Chahal as your leg spinner, you got Jadeja as well, you got Hardik Pandya. I think this is probably the team everyone wants, and everyone seems to be match winner in this playing 11. So it's really good thing. Uh, yes, with Deepak Huda, he's in good form. It's difficult to leave out of such a situation, but I think need to test other probabilities as well. So I think and I think you have to give several chances to Virat Kohli as well. If ever there is a doubt of if you don't want him to be in the playing 11.
And speaking of, if we were speaking of the playing 11 for Team India, let's take a look at the playing 11 of England as well. Even they have made certain changes. Richard Gleeson and David Willey are brought back into the game. What do you make of this change made by England? Are they focusing more on their pace attack or their bowling to ensure they choke India's batting, because India were absolutely outstanding with their batting in the first T20 and even better with their bowling.
Yeah, I think in the first match as well, we spoke about this, the England bowling lineup. I mean, especially the pace attack. It doesn't look that lethal. You know, as you
Yes,
compare
yeah.
to their attack in the Test bowling, you got Anderson and you got Stuart Broad, but who do you got in the T20? That's a big question. I think when you have someone like Rohit Sharma, Kohli, and that's the question mark. Okay, is this pace attack or is this bowling attack enough to give a challenge to the such as great Indian batsmen? You also got Rishabh Pant and Dinesh Karthik is also in great form. Everyone is as I said, is a match winner. So you have to check it. And what I felt in the first T20 was England, didn't had that experience side, the bowling attack. I think with David Will in this in the squad, I think they are shaping a bit into the bowling attack. Likewise, I said the batting is just superb. Josh Butler is there, Jason Roy is there, Moeen Ali is there. You know, ev- ev- the Sam Curran can also be a handy batsman. I think it looks to be now a bit decent side. That can and again it's a T20. It could be anyone's game. It's not like India is having such a strong team. But this is T20, and at any given day, any team can defeat anyone. That's what but having said that, with India looks clearly a strong team and in favorite because of the first T20 match, the way we won, and then with the just Kohli and Pant and Bumrah coming back, it's tough to beat us today.
Joyda, we have you back. If you have looked at England's playing 11, let's have you talk us about their, batting goals from the first T20. How would you say they should get into the second T20? Because Josh Butler, it was a shocker how he got out for a golden duck. Of course, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was absolutely sensational with his dismissal, but to get somebody like a Josh Butler dismissed for a golden duck, and then you had Jason Roy and Livingston struggling up to get amongst runs. How do you see this England batting lineup take this
Yeah.
T20?
So yeah. So before I get to the batting lineup, I was just adding to what Abhijit was saying. I said this is probably the Indian team that they want to see in the World Cup. Maybe KL Rahul coming into the mix,
Yep.
but it's
Yep.
also very important. We spoke about missing Deepak Huda, and you asked Abhijit. They also feel that the people who are coming in have done what Huda has done 1,000 times over. So sometimes we get carried on by people who've just come in, and they will have to bide their time because the people who are replacing them have have been match winners. I mean, I know Virat Kohli
Absolutely.
is down. If Virat Kohli is not in the form, but I've seen him play some knocks. India Pakistan T20 in Kolkata in the T20 World Cup.
Yep.
You can't
Yep. Yep.
imagine the pressure in that game. You can't
Yep.
imagine. You can't imagine. And I say this
Absolutely.
with utmost respect for everybody. So when somebody like him comes back and Huda has to make plays, it is only the right thing to do. So let us not get carried away by one or two performances, which Huda will do, and I'm sure he'll do many more. But only 11 can play, and you'll have to wait for your chance. But just because somebody is in great form and somebody is not in form but has done it, you cannot equate that in the same level. Okay, moving on from there with England playing, I feel that, yeah, they had a bad day. I don't think one dismissal from Butler, we know he's in the form of his life, uh, and everybody else, I mean, this is a bad day on the field, and you should never ever try and analyze what happened on a bad day. When nothing worked for you, you just forget about that and just get on with the next game, because you only analyze when you get a couple of things wrong, and even if you lose a close game, when you get really wiped out of a game and you're not in the game at all, then it's a game, you just forget about it. Not much postmortem, not much talking about it. Bad day on the field, get a good night's sleep, let's restart tomorrow. It's like sometimes you turn on your phone and you turn it off and turn it back on. it's like that. You forget all the problems that it was having, but as soon as you turn it back on, it's restarted, it's refreshed, and everything is ready to go. That's what they look at. I've been through some games where, as a player, as a coach, as a director, we've had bad games and we just forget about it. Because if we start analyzing such games, there'll be a thousand things to talk about. And not many days on a cricket field will so many things go wrong. It just didn't click for them. It just didn't happen. So just move on. This is a very important side, and they'll before this white ball season is over in England, you'll feel they'll be on you before you know it.
It's a
Joyda,
perfect piece
just
of
one question.
advice. Yes,
Sorry, just
Abhijit.
one question. How about Hardik Pandya's form? I think how
No,
crucial it will
up
be for the upcoming all the T20 matches, and setting up his tone for the World Cup.
Abhijit on Rev Sports. I've been harping on Hardik Pandya from the day I joined Rev Sports. The only reason is when you have somebody as good as him, and sometimes I even get asked socially that why are you so gung-ho about him? I said I feel he's two players in one. I love his attitude, and I loved Hardik Pandya before. I like Hardik Pandya 2.0 even more. He's matured. He's a family man now. He's seen more of life. He's been through some downs which he hadn't before. Let go by Mumbai Indians could have been easy for him, but look how he's come back with the trophy. And he comes across to me as a guy who knows what he wants from life, and also I like the aggression because he wouldn't have been half the player without the aggression.
Yep.
So I don't think that you can just take the aggression while he's playing and not take the aggression when he's not playing. It doesn't work like that. Even if you see Virat Kohli when he gets up opponent number 11 out and he's going berserk on the field, often you wonder why. But that's also the reason why he is the player he is. So you can't take the player and leave out that bit. It's a package. It comes together,
Yep.
one with another. So that's how they are made. So for me, Hardik, somebody who can bat like him, for me, he can. If he gives up bowling tomorrow, he can play in the Indian team as a batsman. That's how good he is. And I'm saying over three versions. Then when we move on and go to his bowling, it's superb. And his fielding, his athleticism in the ground, his energy, I feel he's definitely two players in one. On a good day, it's three players in one. And that's what good all-rounders do to you. And I cannot think of any fast bowling all-rounder in India after Kapil Dev who's had so much of
Yep.
an impact, because most of our
Yes.
uh, fast bowling all-rounders have been, the Robin Singhs, the ones Saurav came into the job for a long time. They were batters who bowled. But I'm talking about somebody who can win you a match just by batting, just by bowling. And when you see the best Ben Stokeses, when you see the Imran, the Kapil Dev, the Hadleys, the Bothams, they could come and get 100. Next game they could get 6 wickets. Now that is a proper all-rounder. So that is the reason why, and it's great being an all-rounder because you're always in the game. Otherwise, if you're just a batter, you're bored while fielding. If you're just a bowler, you're bored while batting is going on. But if you're an all-rounder, you're always in the game, and your chances of contributing to the team are twice instead of just once. So I am a huge admirer of his. I think for him to stay healthy for the next 7, 8 years in Indian cricket is very, very important. If he does
Yep.
that, we'll be in good place.
I strongly feel like if there are some players which wins the cups sometimes for you, and I think Hardik Pandya is that kind of player which
Absolutely.
can really be extremely impactful. I think he has said after winning the IPL as well, like he wants to win the World Cup. And I think with the form I'm sure he's like I can
Absolutely.
sense that we all can sense that he's going to be
Absolutely. Absolutely.
a
For sure.
fabulous at the World Cup.
Hardik Pandya absolutely is that perfect all-rounder in every sense, as correctly stated by Joyda. Now,
And
Joyda, I had asked this question. Yeah,
Kamini,
yes,
on
sir.
this, he could have a poor game today or he could have a poor game in 2 days' time. But that doesn't make him any less than what he is. Sometimes
Absolutely.
we get swayed by a performance in a match, in a series. Look at the bigger picture. Look at for over 5 years, next 2 years. That's when you see. So he's one screw that fits every size, and he would want some of them around in the house because things are always there's a chance of things breaking down. So these are the guys who will go and sort it out. These are the guys who at 40 for 4 go and get a 60 for you. These are the guys who under the pump will come and bowl a 428 3-4 spell. These guys have that
Yes.
ability to do that. And I would love to have five Hardik Pandyas in the park. But unfortunately, we have one. We'll do with that for now.
Unfortunately, we have one, and we do hope that he is preserved for as many years as possible. He is such a brilliant and talented player. And Joy, if we can have you, I had asked this question to Abhijit as well. We've had his thoughts now. I would ask you, even England, just like India, have made two changes. We have Richard Gleeson and David Willey coming into the side. How do you see, please take us through this England management, since they will be taking the second T20, on what basis do you feel they have made these changes, and how, is it because they are going to put more emphasis on their bowling, provided the first T20I?
Can you just let me know the two changes because I'm in the car going to the ground?
Okay, okay. Richard Gleeson, David Willey. These two have been
Okay.
brought back into the game.
Okay.
Only these
So
two.
see, so David Willey is an interesting one because he can bowl quick. Okay, and no matter what level of cricket you play, when somebody can bowl quick, you know you have some extra time for him because you want to. Nobody says that I can play quick bowling well. Some play it better than the others, but you can't say I have no issues with quick bowling. Everybody does because it hurts when it hits you in the body. Okay, and that hurt stays for a long time. So I think he's a good addition. I think their bowling. I think the reason they made the changes is because they felt that their bowling wasn't good enough that day. Is because their bowlers had an off day, the batters succumbed also. So I think it was a 160, 160, 170 wicket. And there, the extra 30 runs. Sometimes when you get extra 25, 30 runs, then you go for too much at the top and then you lose. So if it was 165, 170, you're looking at 540. But the moment it's 190 plus, then you're looking at 560. And that's where you're two or three down. That's where Josh Butler can get out. That's where panic sets in. So that's why I think they're trying to get their batting in shape. Their bowling in shape. Their bowling back to what it is. You can go 5-10 runs above what is par, but if you go 30-35 above par in 20 overs, you cannot make that up. That's impossible. That game runs away from you.
Indeed, definitely it is. Abhijit, now speaking of that one change, Arshdeep Singh had made his debut in the first T20, and now we have back our champion bowler Jasprit Bumrah coming in place of him. How do you see Team India making this change? Probably because of that fantastic performance he delivered on day two of that historically scheduled fifth test.
I think, come on, it's just with Bumrah. I mean, as we all know, probably one of the finest cricketer of last 5 years Indian cricket, as said, be it one day international, T20 or Test cricket. And I think Arshdeep Singh has done well in during the IPL, and I think he deserved the chance to represent India in the playing 11. I think that's what given. I think he'll definitely get more chances with West Indies tours and all coming up. But I think you really want to see, as I said, the perfect 11 uh, for the T20. I think one of the reasons I would say is because India finished the test match on the fifth day, and then you just had 2 or 3 days of gap. So in that case, I would say it's not exactly perfect to bringing some of the people who played the fourth test match. But I think Arshdeep, I mean, replaced by Bumrah. I think it's even one of the strongest bowlers in the T20 world right now. I think it just adds sense to our side.
Very well, and of course, no point asking who we want to win the match. Starting with Joanna and followed by Abhijit, do we see Team India today, tonight, seal this T20I series? Joanna.
I'm actually going with England today. I think they won a very important toss. They're going to chase. The conditions are really good, and I think they'll be hurting. I'm obviously supporting India. That goes without saying, my heart. But I have a feeling it'll be England's afternoon today.
Abhijit.
I think Joyda has put up a googly now. I think with I think it's a day game. I think when the IPL is there, you at least have some part in the day and some part in the evening. I think it's going to be a tricky condition for India, but I think we have played in this situation earlier as well. But my pick will be today will be Jasprit Bumrah. I think he'll be the man to which I'm looking forward to. And of course, Rohit Sharma again. I'm looking because he was looking in really good touch in the first T20, and then missing out that Test match, he would really want to make impact in this T20s and then the ODIs. I think these are the two players which I'm really looking forward for.
Okay, it was so nice hearing from both of you. Joyda once again being his best as a panelist, always enlightening and entertaining all of us with his perfect analysis. And Abhijit, of course, being so accurate with his predictions. This was the pre match show of the second T20I between India and England. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. We will meet again at the post match show. Until then, take care, enjoy a good game of cricket, and thank you so much for